Alright everyone, welcome back to my F1 24 Driver Grid Mode series with Williams. This is part number 13 today for the Brazilian Grand Prix. If you missed the previous video at Singapore, then I recommend going to check on that before seeing this one, because spoiler, it was, well, very sweaty defence. Singapore is a track that's like that, and in the end it was only good enough. A P10 would have been less had my teammate Alex Albon not DNF, so yeah, he'll be looking at durability. I'm just going crocking ahead with some ERS upgrade as well. That's going to come on before Brazil, hopefully. You know, there is a bit of a gap in the calendar as well, so we'll be having another season break, but first it's a second secret meeting, and this time, sorry, our final secret meeting, excuse me, with McLaren. Andrea Stella is here this time to discuss some optics. Our hopes would be 35 recognition alongside Lando Norris, which, to be honest, I mean, Albon quite really haven't delivered. But we're going to continue the talks and we'll see what happens with McLaren at the end of the season. However,
so good news and bad news. The good news is the meeting went well. The bad news, your current employers got wind of it and they aren't thrilled. Get ready to grovel. This might set back your recognition with them a bit.
Cannot be serious.
So yes, because of that, I've lost 2% recognition, and I can no longer rush upgrades. So that is absolutely fantastic. As well, it doesn't matter anymore. We're going to put a minor engine power upgrade. If we rushed, it wouldn't come in time for Las Vegas anyway. That's going to help us down that big straight. McLaren and Red Bull being some huge upgrades, as have Mercedes there, so we sort of flat line. That bottom of 4 teams is super tight, you know. And neither of them have really been scoring points, you know, where we've actually done well, I think, this season to break away ever since like Belgium. You know, we've been, apart from Singapore where, you know, Albon was up there, I wasn't, you know, straight lines should be good for us.
Atmospheric tracks don't come much better than this. We're in Brazil for qualifying.
Yes, that's right, it's a sprint weekend. I think that I'm interested to see from my fellow creators, because I don't think I've come across a creator that likes the sprint format, because you've got 2 races as well. They're such a pain to get through, and 2 qualifying sessions, and I haven't quite, especially with the sprint qualifying, I haven't actually just really figured out how best to present this to you guys. So that's what I want your feedback on that, please, in the comments below. How you want to see that. I've just literally shown a little bit there at the end. We qualified P12, again using the usual strategy. First one on medium, second one on soft. So yeah, we'll see what we can do. 12th on the grid isn't too bad. Definitely in striking distance of some points, and which is course first starter 8th place.
Welcome to today's sprint. This is shaping up to be another fantastic weekend.
Right, race strategy, it's either softs or mediums. They're recommending softs. I was actually leaning towards mediums as well. Like, it's 2 seconds slower, but yeah, I think the time at the lap time actually, something I actually only worked out the other day is the lap time between the 2 isn't consistent. It's that line graph, which is annoying. Mediums might have been the better option in hindsight, but there we go. Further lights are out, and away we go. A poor start for Lance Stroll there. I'm going to try and go down the inside of my teammate as well. Got Perez, who has chosen medium tyres. He's always slow off the start. This is the advantage of having the soft tyres. You can get the better start here, and we're up to P9 already, as Verstappen has lost the lead to Leclerc on the opening line. So Leclerc has the lead of this sprint as well. Back to my POV on the end of the lap, in the middle of the sector. I've tried to have a little Russell there. Nothing don't, because I just slid on forever. And that might be the closest we get. Can we get past here? Russell round the outside to the center S's. But again, Russell very good with this defence and unable to get past and remain P9 for now, as it's not, Leclerc still leads though, but for how much longer? Verstappen has DRS. If there's anything like the race yesterday, Verstappen should be passed. As in, we're being attacked by Sergio Perez, who, just like in real life, isn't having a good time of it. He has a poor exit through the centre S's there, you can see on the little inset there. But Perez is going to keep coming, and this is the point, lap 5, where his mediums are in a better position than my soft tyres, especially on the rears. I haven't quite worked out as well the best way to counter rear tyre wear, and this is a problem I'm finding. I did lower the rear tyre pressures and I don't think that helps, so that's something I might be trialling out, possibly not at Vegas, because there wasn't really, possibly Qatar we might try that out, which is a bit more if there's a bit of contact there with Bottas. Excuse me, I've talked over that, apologies. As well, I'll just show what happened to Bottas here. So basically I squeezed him out, and then Albon got on the inside of the end of the centre S's and basically is able to blast past. And now going up the hill, this is the final lap. Look, the rear tyre wear is almost double the front, which is not great for traction out the final corner. And yeah, I crashed with Albon a lot across the line. I was trying to squeeze him and it's not worked, and it's ended up with me in the wall. I will hold my hands up to say that is my fault, but you know, maybe Albon should have just stuck behind at that point. It doesn't matter. I would be fuming if this was for points, but it's not. What will Albon's reaction be? We'll have to wait and see how he reacts. In terms of the what happened elsewhere, McLaren a good result, and then Norris ahead of Piastri. Hamilton getting some good points, and so does Russell, so they take points out of my little battle with them. So yeah, I'll try and bounce back though. It's time for qualifying.
Ferric tracks don't come much better than this. We're in Brazil for qualifying. Let's get some laps at the limit.
Right, time for a full proper lap. You see your track limits there. It's not really, I don't really see the track limits, but then I have a very different view to what the FIA have on track limits as well. But anyway, I'm going to get a nice slipstream here. I don't think this is talked about often enough. We really only see the slipstream at places like possibly Baku. And then really Monza. Those are the really two places you see a slipstream. But you know, I'll talk about it here. You know, Brazil, you probably need a slipstream here, and also the next track, Las Vegas. As you'll see, that episode is already recorded, by the way. So F1 Manager permitting, probably be out late. Hopefully out later this week as well. Because of course I completely forgot that that's out tomorrow. Anyway, that's the lap. That's how quick we are here around Brazil. It's a second improvement, but that of course is against medium compound tyres, and you can see that don't quite have the pace in the middle sector with the lower wings. And I lowered the tyre pressures for qualifying, and it's actually worse, you know, compared to our sprint. So there is that trade-off there, but we'll see if it improves the tyre wear in the race, and hopefully I can come back for maybe some points. That would be nice. 10th, I would probably take the 10th place. Time for the race.
Welcome to where heroes and history are made. It's where the 2008 title was decided in the final corner, and just 1 year later, Jenson Button stormed through from 14th on the grid to claim his one and only Drivers' Championship. It's time then for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. We're racing then at Interlagos, a historic 2.7 mile circuit and one of the few anti-clockwise tracks on the calendar. 15 corners in total, 9 to the left and 6 to the right, with a technical middle section opening up to a flat out sector 3 that give us our best passing opportunity down into turn 1. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Leclerc, Oscar Piastri, Fernando Alonso, Russell, Perez, Norris, Albon, Gasly, Stroll, Ocon, Ricciardo, Hulkenberg, Phoenix, Tsunoda, Zhou, Magnussen, and Valtteri Bottas begins the race from the back of the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
So we are down in P16. Race strategy is, a bit interesting because the tyre programs mean we've got personalised and projected, and I think that medium soft is probably the best for us. We'll have a tyre offset. I'd like doing that, but it doesn't always work at all the tracks. So we'll see what we can do. 5 lights then for the Brazilian Grand Prix, and away we go. It's a good start. I'll say it's an okay start. It's a better start by Yuki Tsunoda's going to go down the middle of the AlphaTauri and the Alpine there. Bit of contact with Gasly. It didn't want to make contact with Gasly, but there we go. Now I'm going to try and get past the Alpine, just checking on that there's no damage, and there isn't, fortunately, so we're able to just carry on as well. But Gasly ran the outside. Can I get this move done up to turn 5? I'll have the inside line. Yes, I can. I finally have that move done on Gasly. Can't be stuck behind the Alpine. Alpine, one of the slower cars. We need to make much progress as possible through this pack as well. Meanwhile, up at the front, I don't know what happened to Verstappen. A horrible start for him. He's down to P4. The 2 Ferraris and Sir Lewis Hamilton, they have all jumped him at the start. So Albon also had a good start. He's up to P6. So whether or not he can stay there, because Albon hasn't really done better in the second half. The race is going 3 wide between the Aston and Russell, and well, Alonso thought he got Russell, but then it turns out his teammate's going to get both of them as well and move ahead. This has been better from Stroll after a poor start to the season, and that's Verstappen. I'm not sure what happened to Hamilton, because he's lost out to one of the Ferraris. I think it's Sainz as well. I'm going to send it on Daniel Ricciardo there. So much so that Ricciardo, I think, is going to get passed by Gasly as well. Having a look at Ocon, no, almost went into the back of him. There is that move where if you've got enough grip, you can go around the outside that corner. That was just a textbook dive bomb here, and then obviously, Gasly followed me through, had the inside line, and then Ricciardo got mugged off at the second corner, and then loses out to Magnussen as well, just for good measure as well. And that's Norris. He's getting past. That's Alonso and Ocon. Stroll has cleared this week. Stroll's actually, in real life and in this game, he's had a much better second half of the season, I reckon, as Ocon's been caught napping. I'm going to try and get past him, but Ocon's come back. He's using a bit of his battery. Round the outside, a bit wide there. Didn't want to go that wide, but there we go. Now Ocon's come back. He's going to be fighting with his old teammate Fernando Alonso. Can I go at the middle of them? How tight this track is? Alonso yields. And thank you very much. And that is another position. Alonso's lost about 3 positions in a space of a number of corners as well. And Alonso actually clipped his front end plate and lost his front end plate there because he tried to stick his nose up the inside. So I was just focused on trying to get Ocon really. So racing isn't really, but Verstappen, he's still not caught really up to Leclerc. Sorry, not to Sainz, excuse me. As well, but Hamilton sticking with him, and that is, I think, Norris getting past Lance Stroll. So Norris, after a poor start, is starting to get moved, but as well. But Stroll has gone deep. He's made a mistake. This has been an issue for Stroll throughout this season. Remember at China he was in a promising position, went out the points in that race as well. Hopefully for Lance's sake that he's able to carry on and continue his point scoring form of late. Meanwhile, for me, Mark's been giving me stupid objectives, but I've just been ignoring him as well. Don't really have the pace there as well. Stroll lost 2 seconds in that pack as well, and that's Zhou. As people make their pit stops, Zhou's gone the longest on the soft tyres, which is hopeful for me because the Sauber is not a great car. In actual fact, Norris is going to get up to P3, but there are lots of people behind him. Piastri will be really annoyed because he was up there. He's out in one of his better races and nothing doing there. I'm going to pit from the lead, no holding up Verstappen like what happened in Hungary in the Gulf Williams livery that we did on Friday last week as well. 2.5 second stop. Can this be a good stop? Yes, estimated 2.5. Yeah, delivered 2.5. At least there was no error there. In actual fact, hold on a minute. I'm going to come out in P10. Okay, I mean, I will definitely take this. This is promising. Hamilton has lost out big time in the points. Tsunoda, he's been jumped by Tsunoda, and it's going to be P9 as well, because Oscar Piastri, heartbreak for the Australian. He's not able to emulate his race victory from yesterday. He's out of the race with an engine failure. That would have promoted Tsunoda to 10th. But unfortunately for Tsunoda, he's going to have his heart broken by Hamilton, who will move up into P10. Up at the front, Sainz does have the lead then. Verstappen, his hard tyres will come better in this race, I think, as well. As Stroll has come back. Albon again has not had a good second half of the race. He's lost out to likes of Russell, Norris and co, all of which he was ahead of at the earlier parts, and now he's just battling Stroll. This is for P7. He's up there. He could have had a top 4 finish, but nothing doing there. And these two battling is prime for me because it's allowed me on my soft tyres to catch up. Stroll's been caught out as well. Now I'm going to have the inside line going down to turn 4. Albon defends the inside line, so I'm going to switch to the outside as a pass Stroll now. This is going to be to the outside line at turn 4, and Albon yields the position. Here's a replay of this. I'll show a replay. Stroll, he didn't have DRS down to turn 4. I had the outside line there, the racing line. I pinched Albon to the curb, which is able to, and force him to yield. And that's Norris getting back past Perez. Norris had been demoted to 5th place, but he's now back past Sergio Perez. Can he hunt down Charles Leclerc for 3rd place? We'll have to wait and see about that. As a Stroll, he's going to send it on Albon. Can Stroll get the move done? Yes, he can. So Albon's down a P9. That is not Albon. He will not be happy with that as well. And Verstappen has finally taken the lead. Sainz's tyres have gone off. And Verstappen on those hard tyres is making them work as well. And he will go on to win yet another Grand Prix in this career mode. My soft tyres were done. Look at the tyre wear. Still got that rear, so lowering the pressures didn't work. Perhaps at Qatar I will try making them higher, because obviously we can edit the setup between sprint and the racer there. Let me know if you found a way to cure, other than doing tyre wear upgrades, to cure the high tyre wear on the rear tyres in the comments below. But yes, P7 from 16th, I will take that. Hamilton was on the front row. I don't know what happened to him, but it looks like he had a poor pit stop, got stuck in traffic. I think he got stuck in that train behind Zhou or something. And and also Piastri, when he retired, I think held him up. No, Piastri was ahead, at that point. So yeah, not really too short to Lewis, but obviously, there's still a chance to hit P8 in this championship. yeah, which would be fantastic. The next episode is at Las Vegas, which is a better track for me, so there could be some, that's probably a large chance of some big points there as well, especially our car is good in a straight line. Hopefully Albon will be up there as well. Verstappen, almost championship winner over Leclerc, Norris P3 there. Constructors, not the best day for Perez as well, so Ferrari will look to close that gap as well, but we do get some top 10 finishes, so therefore we've increased our awareness. As I say before, I do think that we're all going to be 99, 100 rated at some point. I'm interested to see what happens to the stats once they get past 100 if it fails. Fortunately, it don't preclude my recognition, so there'll be no rushed upgrades in the next at the start of the next episode, which is not. I have a sneaky feeling that's going to stay at 44% to the end of the season, which, you know, is probably you know, not the end of the world. We do leave Williams at the end of the season and possibly get that promotion to McLaren, but is it too early? As well, will McLaren look to give Piastri another chance? Will they try and keep Norris as well? Obviously, I think they will definitely try and keep Norris in whatever happens there. But yes, that's where I'm going to leave it for today's episode. If you have enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel. See plenty more F124 driver career videos as I make them out. The next episode will be at Las Vegas. That episode is recorded, as I said, so it should be out later this week. I'm waiting to see what happens with F1 Manager because there's no pre-install with that, and it's out tomorrow as well. So I don't think I'm going to be playing that game at this moment. Probably later this week. If I can get Vegas out sorted, then there might be an F1 Manager episode as well. I'm not promising anything though, depending on what happens with the traffic as well. Until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy your day. And goodbye.